Vertical gardening is a method that we've used in our backyard here for many years. We'd like to expand on that even more this year by doing things like the cattle panel that we just built, as well as behind me, I want to build an entire structure going down this alleyway here and give a nice look going right down the line. So let me just show you what it is that we're going to do, how we're going about doing it, and trying to do it honestly as economically friendly as we can. So by going vertical, we can minimize how much space is necessary and try to maximize production. So right here above me is a trellis that we've had for the last few years with our Navajo blackberries. It's worked out absolutely fantastic. It's a quite simple design, and I want to take this same design and carry it through between our metal raised beds behind me. Now that trellis is going to go right through the middle here, left and right of each one of these beds, to try to create the ability for us to have squashes, cucumbers, etc. grow up and over. Now this is on a hill, so my trellis is going to be higher in the front here than in the back, because ultimately from the side I want it to look like it's one straight line and not just working its way down on an angle. So the beginning of this trellis is probably going to be closer to 8 feet tall, and as we get toward the back it'll probably only be about 6 feet tall. The other thing that I want to make sure I do is to keep it open in between these areas so that it's easy for not only myself but for the dogs to just run around in between the beds. There's many different ways that you can build trellises. Our choice for our area of this garden is to go with the wooden structure because that's the look we want. But you could go with the cattle panel, you can go with electrical conduit, you can even buy these trellises online. Now, all of those things we do have and use in our garden. Now, this wooden structure is probably more expensive than going with a cattle panel system, but like I said, that's what we want in our garden. Another thing that I do know about the wood is that there's a better chance that it's going to rot away eventually. But I have other wooden structures that are going on over 3 years and they're doing just fine, so I'm willing to take my chances with that. When it comes to putting in the post for us, as you can see, I've got water lines running all the way down. So I just need to make sure that I stay on one side of those water lines. The other thing is in the wintertime, I like to cover some of these beds with frost cloths for our winter gardens. So in order to keep the frost cloths and the post from interfering with each other, I'm going to end up putting this post on the inside here, giving me a little bit of space so that when I bring that cover over, I don't have any issues with this. First thing I want to do is set 4 posts in my 4 outer corners, the 2 in the front here and the 2 in the back. That'll let me set a line up so that I can try to stay as straight as possible, continuing down the way. 4 outside posts are set, and then I took a string and ran that down just to keep me in range when I'm trying to set the rest of the posts. Another thing that I did do is I chose going in a little bit more, just didn't like the look with it too far away, but that's still enough room for me to get a frost cloth in there easily. And the reality is it's probably going to be about a foot or foot and a half before I start some of the trellising connection that's going to be for the wire to go vertical here between these couple of posts. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting a post on each corner of the raised bed. I've got all 16 posts in now, and they're not level, they're in range. That's why I was using that string going across. And then now when I put in the boards, both going across the top there and also from left to right here, I'll be able to level off these posts and give it a more rigid structure. Finished up with the upper framework. Now what I need to do is where there's every one of those posts, put another one of those cross pieces in to help level up these posts a little bit better. Just doing a slight overhang and a simple detail cut of just putting a 45 on it. Nothing fancy, but same thing we did with the other. Finished all the cross pieces between the posts. Now what I have to do is go in here and fill in some pieces so that I can probably create about 1 foot in between each one of these cross pieces. So I'll probably just put 1 there, maybe 2 in these larger spaces. Not too bad, enough for one day. And we'll pick this up tomorrow. So we're back at it today. Don't have too much to do. Finish up these cross braces, and then I want to also put some T-posts in randomly in a few spots just to help keep this thing secure. So as you can see, I put these cross pieces in right where all the posts are. But now when I go to fill them in between, I've got two different size spacing. Where in one area I've got about a 3-foot span, and in another spot I got about a 4-foot span. So we're just going to lay these out to make it look as appealing as possible to the eye. So I finished up with all of the cross pieces. They're not exactly the same distance. That due somewhat to, like I said, the beds are 2 feet, the walkways are 3 feet. So in some spots I've got spacing of about 14 inches, while in other areas I have spacing that's only around 12. But that's all right. Visually, it still looks good as far as I am concerned. And now all I have left to do is to stabilize this structure using some T-posts. Got all the posts in, probably a little overkill. I ended up using 8 posts here, so I was just staggering it every other one. But that's definitely added to the stability of the structure, so we should be good to go. I did think the posts were the last thing I had to do, but I totally forgot. I still have to get up there, trim all those little tops off, get them flush, because I had not cut those posts originally, not knowing what height I was going to need. So I got to get that done. The only other thing I have to do is make a modification to my original plan when it comes to the metal trellising. Originally, I was going to have a wood frame that was going to sit on the inside of both of these posts here, but that's not going to work, obviously, with this stake. So what I'm going to have to now do is probably just mount something on the front of it. That's not going to be today. That'll probably be within the next couple of days when I get to that. Another note, I think I said also earlier in the video that this was about 16 feet long, and I was way off on that one on my guesstimate. This is more of about 24 feet long, and it's approximately 4 feet wide for the walking area. So when I think I'm done, I totally forgot about some of the other bracing that I need to do, and that's to use these little angle pieces and put them on 2 spots of the trellis just in order to add support. Now these pieces here were just out of scrap. And what I'm going to be doing is up at the top here, I'll be applying them in this direction here, as well as in this direction, right like that. That'll just give yet another little bit of stability. Pretty much the end result should look just like that. If we do decide to stain it, it's still going to be a little while because I want to let this pressure treated really dry up. So as I personally believe, it's at least 3 months before I'll put some sort of a coating on this. If I do anything at all, it may just be something I let weather and just turn gray. Over here today, Lori started taking care of these first 2 beds, getting in some eggplant, some tomatoes, and starting to transfer over. If you remember, these originally had some Brussels sprouts in it. Those are long gone, but we still have a nice collection of spinach going on down here. And then we threw in the eggplant. We got the tomato, garlic's in the background, pepper, marigolds, and alyssum. Still room for some more stuff, but this is a good start. Thanks so much for watching. If you got any questions or suggestions, please put them down in the comment section below, and we'll see you on the next video.